So what is of the HDFS? The first thing is it is fault tolerant because we know data is distributed and we have multiple copies. So if some of them are failed, we still have the replica present somewhere else, so we can trust it, right? We can rely on it. We ensure like, okay, I will have my data safe in it. The second thing is it has high throughput. So throughput means, let's say, let's just assume, right? We are combining so many nodes together, so we are adding up all of their throughput, right? So it is a very high throughput, and it is economical, which means I don't end up paying a lot of dollars for a high-end server if I distribute the data across multiple nodes. So it's kind of a very cost-effective solution. Okay, so these are some of the characteristics of the SDFS.
Yeah, Dheeraj, can just explain what is the block size once again, please?
Yeah, sure. So block size is the minimum amount of the data which you read or write in one go. Minimum amount of the data which you read and write in one go from a file system. See, any file system will be breaking down your data into smaller units of the data. If you have a file, let's say this particular PDF file, let's say this is a 100 MB PDF file, okay? So 100 MB will not be put all together as one chunk of the data in this laptop. This 100 MB will be split into multiple blocks of 5, 10, 8 KB and will be scattered across different locations in the hard disk. That's way that's how our data is getting stored in a hard disk. Okay. So block size is the minimum amount of the data that's the minimum unit of the data which is getting stored in your hard disk. Did I answer that?
Yeah. Thank you, Dheeraj.
Yeah, so regarding these characteristics of SDFS, actually these characteristics that we have, generally similar characteristics we have for the NoSQLs also, like again HBase is part of the Hadoop ecosystem,
From
but
where?
others, sorry, I'm talking about these characteristics, like in MongoDB or other NoSQLs, they
Yeah.
have own, I mean, they also have these characteristics.
Right, absolutely, you are right, correct. Yeah.
So they how do they achieve? I mean, they are not in the Hadoop ecosystem, so they don't use Hadoop. So they have their own algorithm.
Yes,
Have
yes. Yeah, definitely. So they have their own way. So see, what do we need? So this is a very basic needs that in a distributed environment we need the reliability. So how can we achieve the reliability? By having replication. So you don't store one copy, you store multiple copy. That's simple thing. So if no matter if it is MongoDB or Cassandra, anywhere you go, even in the cloud, so the funda is the simple. Keep multiple copies of the data. The second thing is about the economics and fault tolerance and all, right? So economics is definitely because your hardware cost is reduced, so you get the economics part of it. And reliability is, we just discussed it, and scalability, fault tolerance, all of these are all related. So no matter if it is a MongoDB or Cassandra or HBase or HDFS, all of them are built on the same principle. Distribute your data, have multiple copies, so there's a reliability, and bring down the cost factor and make it more and more scalable. Principles are the same, even
Yeah,
though they are not using. Yeah.
yeah, Dheeraj, I have a question.
Hmm.
See, as you said, right, like same data we or same file we maintain in multiple nodes for the reliability.
Hmm.
And as we know that you send the program to same program to multiple nodes for the processing. So
Hmm.
is the same data is processed multiple times, like on multiple nodes?
No, no,
So
no, no. You process only one copy at a time.
okay,
Okay. You don't process.
Yes, Dheeraj, how can we take care that only once we are processing that, because we are definitely sending the program to multiple nodes, but how can we make sure that only in one node it is getting processed?
Yeah. So the person who is sending the program will know what are the things I have to process. So I know my file is present on 10 different nodes, and I also know that the replicas are present on where, right? I know everything which one is present where. So while running my job, I will be sending my program to the nodes where a particular instance of the copy is present. I will not be processing it two copies. Like I will not send two programs to process the same copy at the same time. I will, if let's say while processing some of the copy, that node failed, then only I will start another copy. Otherwise, I am not going to. So I will be processing all the all the data by ensuring that I'm not processing a duplicate copy. And all of these things happen because all of their address is stored, and we all know, like, so see, it's not blindly running all the program on all the nodes. It will run the program only on the nodes where the master is directing to run, and master will only direct to run on the single copies of all the data.
But these things, I as a programmer know free to do, right?
No. As a programmer, you have to simply blindly write a simple program, and then submit it. Rest everything is happening in the background. You don't have to worry about anything.
Yeah, so Hadoop takes care of like same data is not processed by multiple programs.
Yes. It takes care of it. Right. So as a programmer, you will never know what is happening in the background. Right. But underlying all of these components are built in a way to take care of all of these things. That's why Hadoop is a solution to avoid all the complexity in the programming. Just imagine what sort of complexity it will be if we have to design this type of solution. Right. So Hadoop is the one which takes care of all to address all of these sort of complexities. And for a programmer, we just have to focus on the core logic that we have to process, the core logic, what we have to do with the data, and just forget about all the rest.
So Hadoop is a solution to the big data problem, but it's been quite long also for Hadoop, I believe. Do we? Is there any other technology? Again, framework. I should not say technology or tool. Is there any other framework similar
The market, right? So not so far. Not yet. I would say not yet.
Not yet. Oh, so there is a future of Hadoop still.
This is the beginning of the Hadoop. So there is nothing. See, nobody can compete with Hadoop because it's already in open source. So people are only improving it. Once you make something as an open source, and that also distributed, scalable, economical, everything, once you give it, so the next phase will be only improvements on top of it. Okay. So some other thing.
Yes, I have a question.
Yes.
As you told, like while running the job, it's not going each and every node. So is it first filtering which node is
So I would see. I know you will have this type of doubts because we have not yet covered the HDFS in detail and the MapReduce in detail. So all
okay.
of your doubts will be cleared in the next session when we go in detail about all of those.